Mom, you can't be serious. Do you really expect me to come out of this car in the same thing that I wore yesterday? I folded my arms and sulked. Clarissa, my stepsister, smirked next to me. I shot her a fiery look.
This is the consequences of your actions, Zara. Next time you will think twice before teasing someone in school about the clothes they are wearing. Thank goodness Clarissa stepped in and stopped you before things got out of hand.
My jaw dropped. But Mom! Mom put up her hand and she stared at me sternly before turning and smiling sweetly at Clarissa.
Now, you girls have a great day at school. I'll pick you up after school.
Clarissa was the one who did the teasing. You never listen to me. I jumped out of the car and slammed the door. I need to do something about Clarissa, the devil's spawn, before she destroys my life beyond repair. I muttered as I walked through the school gate. Hi, I'm Zara. Have you subscribed to our amazing channel yet? If you have, great. If you haven't, what are you doing with your life? Subscribe, like this video, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss another one of our stories. Done? Nice. Let's get back to my story. My life changed drastically when Mom quit her job and remarried about a year ago. I'm not against Mom being remarried, but if you ask me, Joel, my stepfather, was just looking for someone to dump his bratty daughter, Clarissa, on. Joel is hardly ever home, which means Mom always has to referee Clarissa and I. Ever since she came into my life, she has made it a living hell. What makes everything worse is Mom never listens to anything I have to say. She always, and I mean always, takes Clarissa's side. Sometimes, I wish I could grab Mom by her shoulders and shake her until she sees that Clarissa is just a wolf in sheep's clothing. A few days ago, when I exited the bathroom, I noticed Clarissa and her friends laughing and pointing at another girl, whose clothes were worn out and her sneakers had holes. I confronted Clarissa and her friends. And do you know what she did when she saw Mr. Hughes, the principal, approaching? She ran towards him and told him that I was bullying the other student. Mr. Hughes knew me longer than he did Clarissa, and yet he took her side. I have never gotten into trouble for anything at that school. I mean, what was so convincing about Clarissa? Mr. Hughes didn't even ask the other students for confirmation or the student they were laughing at. He dragged me to his office, gave me a lecture, and then called Mom. Mr. Hughes and Mom decided that a suitable punishment would be for me to wear the same outfit for a month. I wasn't about to wear the same outfit at school for an entire month for something I did not do. All I had to do was stay out of Mr. Hughes' way for the next month. Did you bring it? I asked Kimmy as I approached her in the girls' bathroom.
You know I did.
Kimmy pulled out the plastic bag with clothing from her book bag and handed it to me.
I can't have my friend paying for something she didn't do.
Thanks, bestie. I took the bag and went into one of the stalls to change. I really need to do something about Clarissa. I can't believe how much my relationship with Mom changed since she came into the picture.
We need to come up with a foolproof plan.
That would be awesome. Every adult seems to be smitten by the fact that her daddy has money. Money or not, she needs to go. I stepped out of the bathroom and struck a pose for Kimmy. How do I look?
Fabulous, darling.
I'll meet you at your house later, Kimmy, so we can come up with a plan. Kimmy nodded, and we walked out the bathroom together. As I sat in my first class for the day, I was glad that I changed my clothing as the most handsome boy walked into the room. His name was Jonathan Hasley. I tried to distract myself as he sat next to me. He smiled at me and my heart melted. Luckily, the teacher walked in soon after, so I really had something to focus on beside Jonathan. I had a great day at school. My crush smiled at me. I got an A on my math test, and I had no assignments due for the next day. As soon as the last bell rang, I ran to the bathroom and changed quickly before going to meet Mom at the front of the school. My steps slowed when I saw Mom and Clarissa stand next to the car. Mom was watching something on Clarissa's phone. Hi, Mom. I greeted her as cheerfully as I could. Mom looked at me and shook her head.
Zara, did you wear that outfit the entire day?
Well...
And if you can't remember, Clarissa has the video to prove that you didn't.
Clarissa smiled at me sweetly and I clenched my fists.
I will be calling Mr. Hughes so he can put all of your teachers on alert. If they see you in anything besides the clothes that you leave the car with in mornings, your punishment will increase drastically.
Without another word, Mom got into the car, Clarissa and I followed. The ride home was deathly quiet. I messaged Kimmy and told her what happened, and I didn't think it was a good time to ask Mom if I could come over. I told her that I would chat with her in school the next day. Once we got home, I went straight to my bedroom and stayed there for the rest of the afternoon. When I woke up the next day for school, my punishment suit was neatly ironed and hung on my closet door. Lord, take me now, I said as I stared at it in disgust. I got dressed quickly and sat in the car until it was time to go to school. I didn't even tell Mom goodbye. At this point, I really did not care about how I treated her because she clearly didn't care enough about me to listen to my side of the story. This routine went on for about 3 days. By the third day, my peers were definitely looking and pointing. If Kimmy wasn't by my side, I would have crumbled under the pressure. During PE class one afternoon, as I was heading onto the field, someone called from behind me. I stopped in my tracks. It was Jonathan. The past few days, I was actually trying to keep my distance from him as I didn't want him to think I was a weirdo for wearing the same clothes every day. I also wasn't in the mood to explain to him why I had to do it either.
Hi, Zara. I've been looking for you.
I felt my cheeks go red. Why were you looking for me? Jonathan held my hand, and it was hard to focus on what he was saying.
I would love to take you out next Saturday evening.
Our eyes met, and it felt as though everything in my world was perfect again. I'd love to go out with you, although I may have to wear these clothes again. I looked away, embarrassed. He kissed my hand, and I became lightheaded.
I don't care about what you are wearing as long as I can spend time getting to know you.
In my mind, I heard a chorus of "Aww" playing in the background as I accepted his invitation to go out on Saturday. We exchanged numbers and he gave me a quick hug before telling me that he would call me later. I was on cloud 9 till I heard a loud gasp behind me. I spun around and there stood Kimmy with a hurt expression on her face. Before I could ask what was the matter, Kimmy snarled.
I can't believe that you're going out with Jonathan. How dare you?
Wait, what? I was totally confused by her reaction. Kimmy knew that I had a crush on Jonathan since the beginning of time. Just then, Clarissa walked up behind Kimmy, enjoying the scene that Kimmy was creating.
I thought we were friends, but I guess you were just a boy-stealing tramp.
Kimmy pushed past me and walked towards the field. Clarissa looked at me and said,
I guess I don't need money to make some people hate you.
Clarissa and her friends cackled like witches before strolling off, leaving me wondering what the heck just happened. I tried to talk to Kimmy that afternoon and even messaged and tried to call her phone, but all my efforts were futile. For the next few days, Kimmy passed me without even making eye contact. And even though I had Jonathan to eat lunch with, a girl needed her best friend. My stomach churned the first time I saw Kimmy walking with Clarissa and her friends. At this point, I was waiting for someone to jump out from the shadows and say, "You got pranked." But nothing happened. The days following that, Clarissa went out of her way to get me in trouble in school and at home, from flooding out the basement to putting oil on the teacher's chair. One lunchtime while I was waiting for Jonathan in the cafeteria, when Clarissa passed my table, she emptied a carton of milk on my head, while Kimmy and the others laughed. I ran out of the cafeteria and stayed in the bathroom for the rest of the day. At least I'm going out with Jonathan tomorrow, I thought, the perfect end to the worst 2 weeks of my life. As soon as I got home that afternoon, I began to take out clothing for my date the next day. I was relieved when Mom said I could wear anything I wanted on my date. I wanted to pick something cute and classy. Jonathan and I had been spending more time at school and sometimes even talked before going to bed. While laying my short, black, flared skirt and black turtleneck on the bed, there was a knock at my door and Mom poked her head around the door.
Zara, have you seen Grandma's engagement ring? I wanted to carry it to clean tomorrow.
No, I haven't seen it. Have you asked Clarissa?
No, I'll ask her. Did you know that Kimmy is here? I didn't know that she and Clarissa got along so well.
Oh, escaped my lips, trying not to sound disappointed. Why was Kimmy here? Was Clarissa trying to rub it in? Hopefully it turns up soon. I know how much Grandma's ring means to you. Mom nodded and walked out of my room, and I sat on my bed. I picked up my phone to call Jonathan. I just needed a voice of reason to help me deal with Kimmy being in my house with Clarissa. A few minutes later, Mom walked into my room.
Zara, Clarissa said that she saw you with Grandma's ring a few days ago.
In my doorway, Kimmy looked on, and Clarissa had a sly smile on her face. Mom, why would I take Grandma's ring? Why do you always believe Clarissa and not me, your own daughter? Not caring about what I just said, Mom began rummaging through my drawers and my jewelry boxes on my chest of drawers. When Mom turned around, between her fingers held Grandma's ring.
Zara, I am sick and tired of you lying to me.
Mom, I didn't put that there. I'm sick and tired of you not believing me.
Really, Zara? The evidence is in my hand.
I stormed towards Clarissa and pushed her. Hard. It was you, wasn't it? I pointed my finger close to her face. Mom grabbed me by the arm and pulled me away from Clarissa.
Stop it! You are grounded. You can't go on your date tomorrow.
I glared at Clarissa and she smiled. I am going on my date, and there is nothing you can do about it. Mom and I stood facing each other, like true wrestlers about to take each other out.
Mrs. Jennings, there is something I'd like to show you.
Kimmy's voice arose from the chaos. We all looked at Kimmy, who pulled out her phone from her pocket. She looked at me and smiled before stepping towards Mom. She played a series of recordings where Clarissa was admitting to hiding the ring in my jewelry box, as well as being the one who was teasing the girl with the worn-out clothing. She also got Clarissa on tape saying how easy it was to manipulate my mother because she had nothing to fall back on, because she liked her dad's money so much that she quit her job like a fool.
Oh, Zara, I am so sorry.
Mom hugged me. Kimmy walked over to me and squeezed my hand. I was so relieved.
As of now, you are off punishment.
Mom said to me, then turned to Clarissa.
As for you, young lady, I will be sending those voice notes to your father. Let's see who's the fool now. You are grounded, and from Monday, you will be wearing the same outfit for the next 3 months.
Mom and Clarissa exited my room, and Kimmy hugged me tightly.
I am sorry I didn't tell you my plan, but I couldn't risk it.
She pulled away from me.
Do you forgive me?
Of course I do. I hugged her again. I'm so glad to have my best friend back. Even though Mom apologized to me, our relationship is still strained. I feel as though she should have trusted me instead of being afraid of going against Clarissa. I must admit, though, that I did agree with Clarissa when she said that Mom did like Joel's money. I mean, why else would she try to stay on Clarissa's good side? Do you think I'm being too hard on Mom? Would you have forgiven your mom quickly if she treated you like how mine did? Leave your answers in the comments below. I'll be reading through to seek advice.